Hello, hi everyone. Happy Wednesday. I just wanted to quickly come on live today and maybe talk about some of the, at least one of the frequently asked topics that we see in our clinic. The first question is, Doc, I've been gaining weight and I'm exercising a lot and I'm eating the same amount of food, but I'm also eating more strict. But now this tire or this belly fat that has come on, this 10 to 15 pounds that I put on, I'm not able to get rid of that. Has it happened to anybody? Right? We see it a lot, especially women going through perimenopause, menopause, right? That 40 to 60s age group that we work with. This is a common question that I see quite a bit. So I figured I will talk about a little bit on that, the solutions, and also what's going on there. And also maybe a story here to give you some inspiration, right? When I think of belly fat, I remember Mary. Mary was just in early 60s, and when she came to me, she told me, Dr. Raman, I have done every weight loss program out there, you name it, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig's, whatever, right? All the calorie counting, everything she had done. But she was losing maybe 5 pounds or so, but then it would come back so fast, or sometimes she was not losing any weight, and it was really getting frustrating for her. So I'll also talk about in terms of what is going on, right? The first thing is, I think the problem with belly fat can be caused by various factors, which includes, of course, nutrition is a big deal, and also the type of nutrition. I think a lot of times people are told to just eat less and exercise more, but that doesn't work. Maybe it works when we are in 20s or something, 20s, 30s, but as we get older, then it's not going to work because the weight is a symptom of something going on underneath. So I hope you understand what I mean, because what we're seeing is the tip of the iceberg. We are trying to deal with just exercise and diet, but below the tip is a problem with hormone imbalance. There are hormones that control body fat in terms of fat storage and also fat burning. There's different hormones, so hormone imbalance is a big deal. Nutrition is a big deal. What works for one person, the diet may not work for others. We really need to know what is right for our body. And of course, there is some genetic predisposition. There is importance of stress management. There's different hormones that play in role. There is, of course, poor sleep habits. And also one thing, I would call it toxin. There are a lot of toxins which are also entering our body. They do raise inflammation. They're also causing what we call endocrine disruption in terms of hormones. They're mimicking as a natural hormone, and these toxins are also, a lot of them do deposit into our adipose tissue. So it's important to recognize that. So environmental toxins and all of those do play a big role. That's why doing a detox is also one of the part of the things that we do when we work with people. But one of the commonly ignored toxin is alcohol. I think, especially as we get into 40s and 60s for women, the impact of this is quite a bit. It is several different ways. Our body, I'm posting the chat box there, guys. Post in the comment section if you have noticed this for yourself, because it's a very common thing that I see. Women notice that they are not able to recover that fast from even that one or two drinks that they were able to do before. Their sleep gets affected, their energy level gets affected, and also of course when people drink alcohol they also tend to eat not healthy, right? The snacking and everything comes also along with the part of the process. So these are the common scenarios. Again, within hormone imbalance there's several different hormones that can be out of whack. Not only female hormones, the estrogen, progesterone, also thyroid hormone imbalance, and even cortisol and things like that. So there's different hormone imbalance. Again, we got to figure out what is right for you, what is going on in your body. That is where, with the testing and working with somebody who has education, the experience of that matters a lot. I want you guys to know the good news about all of this is that you don't have to give up hope, right? If you have this stubborn belly fat that's not going anywhere, and you have continued to lose and gain this same 5 to 10 pounds or maybe 20, 30 pounds, that has been coming and going throughout your whole life, you need to know it needs to be addressed differently. It is a little bit a longer process. Like I tell people, it's not a diet, it has to be a lifestyle change, but it can be done in a step by step process. First step is recognizing there is a problem. Second step is finding a mentor and a program that can really work for you, which does encompass this comprehensive approach, rather than just asking you to, eat less and exercise more. So keep that in mind. And I won't even go into the topic of medications for weight loss and stuff, because that's a whole different topic. Maybe one of these days we'll talk about that. So here is my questions for you, right? Like, when it comes to the effects of this too much belly fat, what comes to your mind? Share in one word the impact, or that encapsulates the impact that it has on your health and well-being. And number two, this was an interesting question, right? Imagine a world without this stubborn belly fat. How would your life improve if you are able to really function at your optimal weight and without this stubborn belly fat? How would your life change? Share one specific change or one thing that you would love to experience. And for me, that would be kind of feeling more confident in my own body, maybe finally getting to use some of that the shopping I've done ahead of time, right? I always love that whenever I'm hitting new goal. I think as women we have 2 to 3 dress sizes in our own closet. So I would like to kind of get those dresses out of the rack and start using those. So that I would say that's a good perk of finally hitting my goal. But share in one word the specific change, or maybe you can give us a longer sentence also, the specific change that you would like to experience when you have really gotten rid of this belly fat or the stubborn weight gain. Now, coming back to Mary, Mary lost 30 pounds during the time she worked with us, and we're still in touch with her. She's been maintaining that. Not only that, right? When you work with at this kind of losing a comprehensive approach, not just looking at the exercise or just eating habits, looking at the hormones, looking at the sleep, stress management, I can tell you there's a lot of side effects that come from it. It's not only about looking good. I know as women we love to look good, but we also need to feel good, right? So if I can tell one thing for you guys, also focus not just about the weight loss also, because it's also more about feeling good internally. The health has to come from inside out. And that's what happened with Mary. Not only the weight loss, her joint pain started improving. She started sleeping better. She also had pre-diabetes that resolved. Of course, her kidney function stabilized and also improved. So those are all the perks of the stuff that really, when you find a comprehensive approach, that can happen even for you. So take charge of your body and the well-being. And I'll talk about simple yet powerful steps that you can start implementing for yourself. Definitely figuring out the right diet for you, and implementing that is important. Cutting back on alcohol, we talked about how it can affect women in many different ways. Cutting back on alcohol is really important at this phase. It also worsens the menopause symptoms too. If you're going through perimenopause, if your sleep is getting horrible, keep pay attention to that. It may be an impact of that. I've seen women lose just like that, like 5 to 10 pounds, just by stop cutting back on alcohol for a couple of months. So it can be that powerful. And of course, movement. It doesn't need to be called an exercise, it doesn't need to be a hit workout. Consistent moving, even 10 to 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day, or keeping, it doesn't need to be 1 hour and then sitting down the whole time. That's not good, also. So, keeping consistent with the movement, like 10 to 15 minutes, doing it 2 to 3 times a day. And most important, this is so much under recognized, prioritize the sleep. Having that good quality regular sleep with a good amounts of deep sleep will restore your health so much. It will detox your brain. It also improves those the appetite or the hungry hormones also get reduced, so your hunger will change the next day. You're going to feel refreshed and ready to tackle the day. So sleep is a really important aspect if you want to improve your belly fat. And of course, another habit is smoking. If you're also having that habit of smoking, stopping that is going to really have an impact not only on the belly fat, but that will be the most important health transformation you can do for yourself, if that is needed for your health. Okay. And of course, if you need more in-depth management of belly fat, hormone imbalance, struggling with menopause, and really looking for help, do contact us. We'll be happy to support you just like we helped Mary. The first step is to set up a free discovery call. We'll post a link here in the comments. And from there, my team also will tell you the next step is to do one on one wellness evaluation so we can really figure out what is the customized approach for you. Okay. So, again, I know there's a lot of information I mentioned. So, if you have any questions, also any topics that you want to hear from me, also post in the comments, and I'm happy to get those going and create a list and come on here consistently to really give you guys the education. And our mission in this practice is to empower people like you guys so you are able to live in abundance of physical, mental, and spiritual health. So I wish you guys a happy Wednesday. Thank you for listening. And do post in the chat box those comments that I wanted you guys to say. In that way, I know that this message has been received. Take care.